check, good. So I'm Max Duran, CWB Association Welding podcast. Today we have a really cool guest, Welding podcast.
The show is about to begin.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the CWB Association podcast. This week we have the honor of being here in Regina, Saskatchewan for Skills National Competitions. As a part of our programming with Skills this year, we are interviewing all the executive directors of all the provinces and territories across the country. Right now we have Brandon Villeneuve, who is the executive director for the Nunavut Group. How's it going, Brandon?
It's going great. I'm having a great time.
How you liking Regina so far? You ever been here before?
No, this is my first time in Regina. It's been beautiful. I like, in terms of landscaping, the city is miraculously well kept, and that's been really cool to see.
Yeah, I think it's something that people don't expect when they come to Regina. How green it is, how much parks and trees and water, and
a few of our kids that we brought down have never been down south before.
Yeah,
so some of them are seeing trees for the first time. So that's been really neat, and they've been really enjoying that.
That's good. That's good. So let's start with your team. How many people came down? What are you representing?
So there's about 36 of us who came down. We have a handful of kids who are part of the Soaring Skills program.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
So we get to bring them, and they're not competing, but they get to check out the competition and see what it's about. They trend a little younger. I think all of our kids are in grade 9.
Okay. That's a great age to do this, though.
Yeah. They're all very excited. They're having a blast. They have gone back to their hotel. They're wiped.
It's hard to wipe a 15-year-old. Let me tell you.
Oh my God, yeah. And then we have a number of chaperones. We have kids participating in cooking, baking, small engine.
How many trades do you got competitions for?
I believe we have 13 participants in 11 or 12 trades. Some of them are 2.
Yeah, double trade. Yeah. And, as you prepare them for this journey, like you said, so many people from the Northern Territories have never left, have never been on a plane, have never traveled without their parents or family. How do you prepare everyone for this? Like, I mean, at least you're not dropping them into Toronto or something real scary, but
that's next year.
That's next year, right? But at least for this, how do you prepare them for this type of trip?
We prepare them by being honest. We let them know what to expect. We tell, you're going to get to, there's going to be a lot of people. Our territorial competition before this is in a high school gymnasium. Yeah. So going from that to this is a wild shock, I'm assuming, to most of them.
Yeah.
So we let them know, it's going to be a big thing. There's going to be a lot of people there. Like, just do the best you can, learn from the experience, have fun with it. And just
roll with it.
Just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, good. Now, in terms of the people that you have supporting them, you said you got 13 competitors, and you said 36 in total. So that gives me 20. No, 20. I'm really bad at math right now. 23 support people. So is that family, mentors,
no, sorry,
coaches?
36, 13 are competitors, 10 are Soaring Skills students.
Okay. So you got 13 other supporters then.
Yeah, so 3 are the chaperones for Soaring Skills. We've got a number of chaperones and coaches with us. We have our staff,
your own staff,
which is 4 of us, and then we have coaches to support the competitors themselves.
Now, have you been to Provincial Skills? How long have you been with the Skills family?
So I was on the board originally.
Okay.
In Nunavut, I felt that it was a board that'd be fun to be on and a good cause to get into. And then our executive director position was opening up this year, and I said, that's something I feel like I'd be good at, and I got lucky and got into the position I'm in. So I've been in this position for only about 2 months now.
Oh, wow. Well, you hit the ground on fire. There you go.
Well, I hit the ground just as territorials were starting. I was very lucky in the executive director before me had been there a long time, and it was pretty
set up.
Yeah, they had a pretty well-oiled machine already going. So I'm very lucky in the position I'm in.
How long has Nunavut have had a skills team? Like, have they been around since 98, kind of when everyone joined up? Or
Nunavut didn't exist in 98.
That's right. So, like, when did they come into it?
I think our incorporation documents 2005. So I'm assuming we had
shortly after
programs, and I know we've had teams for at least a decade. I know there was the COVID kind of messed some
Mhm.
stuff up, and we weren't able to go around. It's really hard to do things in the north because you can't drive. It's very expensive. Everything has to fly.
That's right. And everything's far from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to bring people in from other communities, we have to fly them in from all over the place.
Wow.
And during COVID, that was just not a thing.
Well,
we could
and the
do.
price of that, even at the best of times.
It's pricey. We
Yeah.
live in a pricey world.
I have a friend of mine who does nursing up in Nunavut every year. He goes up on a tour and he always sends down those pictures that scare everybody. You know, like the $26 Pepsis and the
Yeah,
$48
everybody
hot
goes
dog.
to take pictures of the orange juice
Yeah.
price.
No, but you guys got to live in that.
Yeah.
So, like, when you're talking about supporting the kids in trades, you got to factor in like that's a major barrier or hurdle that you need to manage through because the consumables and the equipment and the things they need to train are more expensive.
There's a couple of things we really have to factor in that changes in the north. One is definitely cost.
Yeah.
Especially with airlines and having to transport back and forth from other communities, because we're centralized in Iqaluit, but we want to include as many of the communities we can.
For sure. And Iqaluit's not that big, right?
Yeah, Iqaluit's about 9,000. The territory itself, I think, is about 35.
Yeah.
But we want to include as many kids and give them the opportunity from all over the territory, and that
Mhm.
becomes really pricey.
Yeah.
And then also along with materials and things are more expensive up there. But a big one is just finding support as well.
Right. Right.
Because there's a ton of different trades and technologies and service skills that people compete here that we can't really take part in because we just don't have people up north who are doing those trades and skills. We're a victim to what we can find.
Yeah.
We have a passionate group and we're reaching out to more to try and get more partners, but there's some things there's no business for up north. It's
one of the questions I've had with all the executive directors, and it's how important partners and sponsors are in order to be able to support your team. Now, the more remote you get, the further you get away from main centers, the less companies you have, the less availability to sponsors and supporters. How do you, because a big part of your job is to find them, how do you find or how do you work with that system?
It's just a matter of going out and putting your boots on the ground and
knocking on doors,
just communicating with everybody and shareholders and stuff locally. We don't have the major corporations that are down here. A lot of them are just not present up north.
Yeah.
So part of it, it's not all a negative. Some of it is a positive. It's a smaller community.
You get to support more local community partners. Yeah.
So we get to support local community partners, but we also know each other a lot more. There is a small town mentality. Like I know the people who run the hotels locally.
Yeah.
We know a lot of the teachers. We know a lot of people who just like, if we need something, we know, hey, we can reach out to this company specifically. And there's a lot of help and stuff like that.
Well, let's go back to you. Let's get your origin story. All right. So you were on the board, but now you're the ED. But what pulled you into this world of skills at all? How did it get on your radar?
So I'm from Sudbury, Ontario originally.
Okay, the Big Nickel, yeah.
I went up north and just loved it.
Yeah.
That was about 8 years ago. I was in banking for a long time.
Like working for the banks or robbing them?
I was legally I can't discuss. No, I was working for a major bank for a while, and I wanted to do something more to contribute to the community, so I left banking and joined the government for a while, the government in Nunavut, and I was working in a position where I could help.
So were you banking in Nunavut?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
So I went with the government, who I was in a position to provide grants and contributions to nonprofits. So that felt like kind of a middle ground where I wasn't directly helping, but I was supporting
corporate,
in some way.
but still community.
Yeah, so it was kind of a middle ground, and I was happier in that. And then I got on the board here and saw how passionate these kids were and how passionate like people were locally. Because I myself personally have no trades experience.
Nowhere in your family?
No. Well, I have an uncle who changes tires and stuff.
Okay.
And my grandfather was an electrician. So my family has...
a little bit, yeah.
I've done a few things with them when I was young.
Cool.
But I saw all the passion in the kids and the community and how much that skills benefits them and their future and just building up there. And said, I want to be a part of that. I joined the board and it's been fantastic. Then this position opened up. I said, this is kind of what I've always dreamed of, is doing something more that
Really directly community based. Yeah.
something that it can see a real tangible impact locally. And it's worked out really well.
And in that learning curve for you to come into this and basically needing to know a little bit about all the trades, being involved with everything and trying to make those connections when you don't really have the background, what was that curve like?
It was exciting. I'm
That's a good
somebody,
word for it.
I love to read up on stuff, and I love to learn.
Yeah,
and I've learned a lot in the last 60 days or so. I've trusted in the people we work with. I've learned a lot from them. And I'm going to keep learning. Like, there's going to be some stuff I'll try that's new, and even just wandering around here, I'm like, that would be fun to do. And it's a steep learning curve at some points, but it's been so. I've been happier in the last 60 days doing this work than I have in any job I've ever had, and it's been so rewarding.
Well, have they given you the mafia speech yet?
No, not yet.
Because once you're in skills.
Oh yes, no. Somebody mentioned that to me pretty early.
Yeah. I
came last year to nationals, and I was on the conflict resolution committee, and they said, once you do this once, you're doing this forever.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, okay. And then this year they're like, we told you. Well, we see your position now. We discussed this.
Yeah, there's no way getting out of it. And I mean, I'm in the same boat. I started off as a mentor, helping with skills, supporting as a welding instructor, and then eventually just got more and more involved with it. One of the first things I did when I became an ED for the Canadian Welding Bureau is we got to tag up the skills.
Mm-hmm.
Professionally, it makes sense. We're in a private association, well-funded one, where we can support and do a lot of good. But number two, personally, I have an attachment to it, right? I feel, like you said, this is an organization that does very like A to B connections, where we're helping young kids and they succeed. And I'm not talking medals. We're talking just success. And then from there, they go off to have amazing careers. And it works every time.
I'm really looking forward to that aspect of working with skills, is just seeing these kids go from competing here and like working with us, working with their mentors, to seeing them go on to be apprentices and getting jobs in these areas.
Yeah.
And I think that's something I'm looking forward to the most throughout my time.
Well, and what's going to happen, and this is what I heard from a couple of the other EDs that have been around for over 20 years, is that you see the long-term cycle of skills where it goes like, and then they become the next EDs, and then they become on the board, and it's like, it's a life like that they've kind of been skills or skills adjacent.
Yeah, some of our board are skills alumni. Our program coordinators are skills alumni as well for Nunavut, treated for us. Yep,
That's amazing.
They just see the passion. They want to give back as well.
When you came into this role, did you have any not-for-profit experience outside of the bank?
Not a ton. I did a lot with the government when I was dealing with nonprofits and doing, I did their grants, contributions, applications and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So working with that and diverting funding and working in that aspect was really helpful.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, it's been.
So what skills did you have to learn real quick? What were the skills that you had to pick up and be like, okay, I got to get better at this?
I worked for the government for a while, and there was government has a lot of money. Going from a major bank to the government to a small nonprofit, you have to learn budgeting, but stricter budgeting very quick.
Yeah, rubbing those pennies together.
Oh, yeah. That was, I knew that going in because I was on their board. I knew what we were working with.
Yeah.
So there will be a lot of, reaching out and hoping we can get more sponsors in the future.
Now, are you the type of director that wants to budget first and then find the money? Or do you like to find the money in the budget?
My anxiety, I want to know we have something before we're going to spend it. Spending money we don't have.
Yeah.
That's
it's not just there.
No. I do not want to put us in a hole of any sort. So
yeah. Now, what about the skills that you feel you're going to need to learn? Like the whole aspect of this setup is skills-based, the essential skills for success, all these things. So you came in with a certain set of skills. You're learning, better money management skills, budgeting skills. But when you come here and see all the other, EDs and the NTCs and just the system in general, what are the things that you're like, okay, I got to pick up on these things?
A big thing that I'm going to be working towards in the future is just working on things like programming and like curriculum management in terms
Okay,
of like
yeah.
putting workshops together, or even our territorial skills competition, putting stuff together that is just beneficial to the kids and prepares them for what to expect here.
Being in a community where everyone's so dispersed into small communities, does the online or the virtual sphere help with recruitment or with bringing people in? Like, I mean, I've heard that kind of go both ways depending on the province.
More recently, trending that direction a little bit. Until I would say about 2 years ago, the internet was horrible.
Yeah, you guys are on Starlink now. yeah.
Yeah, I have one on my house.
Yeah.
We have one on the office.
Yeah.
It's just without that we could not function.
Yeah.
Like it's like a fortune to get 200 gigabytes a month with our plans,
And it's still not even good.
yeah. I mean, it's functional now, which is good.
Yeah.
But a lot of people still don't have home internet, so
Right.
it does help in terms of communicating with the schools a lot more.
But you're not able to run virtual competitions yet, or
We did. We've tried a little bit during COVID, and last year we did a little bit as well, because again, going back to the travel thing, we did territorial skills last year, and 50% of our competitors were weathered out.
Yeah,
Their flights were canceled; they didn't make it.
Yeah.
So we had to kind of adapt to something remote, because they can't drive in. So if their flight cancels, hope next year.
Wishful thinking. What if you could acquire funding to bring everyone down to like an Alberta or Saskatchewan or Ontario and have access to a college for like a month and have everyone train on professional equipment with all the space and all the consumables and all the resources they need? Like how do you support your team to get to the point where they're getting the same level of support that the major centers get?
I mean, the pipe dream would be getting something like that. But,
yeah.
Just to get that support is just working with partners, and something I'm doing this week is reaching out to NTC members who organize the competitions here,
Right.
and kind of bringing what we do sort of up to par with what you're doing here, and just gaining more information and tips on how to prepare our competitors.
Yeah.
And we've brought a couple this time to work with. We brought a plumber and a mechanic down to work with a little bit of the NTC to kind of
just the procedures and the formats. Yeah.
just to gain some more knowledge on how to work with the kids and
tips and
how to put a competition together that'll be beneficial to them. So just working with the right people is like
huge. Yeah.
The sponsors and partners and just volunteers are just a massive part of what we do. Like the most
you can hear people just loving it right now.
Yeah. The volunteers we have are fantastic, and without them we can't do this.
Yeah, like all these not-for-profits, like without the volunteers you don't really have a business.
Yeah. Our territorial skills competition, we have a ton of volunteers, and without them that doesn't get together.
Yeah. What about the communications or interactions between the territories? Like, I mean, you're not really any closer to Northwest Territories than you are to Manitoba per se. Like,
we do have a really good relationship with the NWT and the Yukon. My first week we talked with the other Blake and Katie from the previous ED Janice introduced me to them online very quick, and we have calls set up where, because we all to some degree kind of deal with the same thing,
the same barriers,
so we can they have been great and just been, reach out to us if you have questions, and they've been really helpful in that, because we sort of deal with the same issues and the same logistics problems, and it's nice to have people who are in my position and they understand physically and also logistically, and that helps a lot.
Now, I know that when I was talking to Blake, there was the dream floated of, could we ever, or could you ever host a national conference in the territories? Like, how would that happen? Because, like, how do you bring the spotlight north? Was kind of how the conversation started. And so, like, thinking about that, asking you, how do we bring the spotlight? Because with the spotlight comes money. With the spotlight comes funders.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, how do we get the spotlight up to a small community like that, but is obviously harnessing great talent?
I would absolutely love if the Nationals could be held in Nunavut. Right, it just logistically we
look at this center.
We have nothing, even if you add up all of our public space in Iqaluit, we just don't have it.
No.
Hopefully someday,
Yeah.
The only way that could really work is like splitting it up and putting some here and some there.
But then logistics.
Yeah,
Then you're
the
back to
logistics
that.
would be even more of a nightmare. But
Day 1, Yukon. Day 2, Northwest Territories.
but it would be so wonderful to have it up there.
That would be a
It'd be
blast.
so cool, and it would really, because part of it is engaging the kids and bringing them in, and coming down here is a big thing. But like one thing the Territorials skills competition does for us is that we can really bring the community in,
Yeah, and host.
and let them see what it's like.
Yeah.
And so having nationals up there would be just so wonderful in terms of bringing people in, and be like, this is where we've been going. This is what we've been doing, and really opening their eyes to that.
I know that at the CWB Association, we're looking all the time at how we can support the territories better. We have camps. We have a number of programs running in all 3 territories. But they're only like exploratory. They're kind of just scratching the surface. The conversation always comes up, how can we make a more lasting impact?
We really, me personally, going forward, I want to do more to bridge the gap between grade 9 and apprentice. And I want to do more to mentor throughout the year leading up to territorials and nationals.
Yeah.
And work with kids, just finding out what kids are passionate about, what they want to do, what they're interested in, getting them in front of whatever they need to try it, and then just putting them in contact with the right people that'll nurture that skill set,
Right.
and just building towards the future. So a big thing is just keep working with these kids and being present rather than, prepare for a competition or workshop, and just try and do something that is more regular.
Yeah. Now, is the work there for them? That's a conversation I had with the Maritimes. Like I live in Saskatchewan. Out here in the West, that's never an issue. There's always work. We have very low unemployment rates. We're blessed, to have that ability. But you get into the exterior parts of the country, and it's not as solid. But I don't know the story in Nineveh. Like what is going on up there industry wise? What's the big hires?
Housing is, we have a huge housing deficit up there.
So construction.
Yeah. Construction trades up north are always hiring and always interested in hiring locally. Because with a lot of those companies, they have to fly people in from down south to do their work.
And that's so expensive.
If you're a apprentice carpenter, like apprentice plumber or something like that, you'll get hired.
Yeah.
There is work for trades. I know there's some stuff building up in the technologies. I think there's some places that does graphic design, things like that. So there are jobs up there for them.
What about mining? Is the mining industry as
the mining
strong as
industry
other groups?
is big up there. We have Baffin Land and Agnico Eagle there and doing work. There's many mines in Nunavut.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're looking to hire.
Yeah, they're
like
always,
everyone else, millwrights, welders, fabricators, all of it, right?
We had one of them come to our territorial skill competition and set up a booth. So
Nice.
they're always interested in trades. We have 2 major airlines up north, like Comair, Canadian North, that are always looking for people. Like there is a lot of opportunities. It's just a matter of getting it in front of these kids and getting them aimed towards those opportunities.
Yeah, and get the training they require to get there. Yeah. Like, is there still a lot of thoughts or, I guess, trends in the north of you need to get out of here, we need to move somewhere else to make money, I got to leave here? Or are people pretty happy trying to stay there, stay in their community, and I guess contribute locally?
I don't hear the mentality of having to leave to make money. There's I've talked to people who have to leave for education sometimes because that might not be offered.
Right.
But most people I talk, they want to stay there. And there are opportunities if they get the right training and the right skills to stay there and work. But people I talk to just love being there and love the north and love their families and the people there and will stay there if they can. And there's, like I said, a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, it's funny because we always joke in Saskatchewan that, all these transient workers float through Saskatchewan and then we catch them and they never leave. Because it's one of those provinces you don't hear much about. Everyone thinks we're flat and ugly and barren. Then you get here and realize that it's actually really cheap to live here and really good money and it's not that bad, right? Now, I've also heard the same of the territories.
Yeah.
I've had many friends go up to the territories on a 1-year contract.
They
never come back.
I went up for a vacation. I went up to check it out on for a 3-week vacation, and I just fell in love with it. And I was like, "It's great here." And it's my father texts me about once a year. He's like, "When are you coming back? Are you coming back?" And last year,
not likely.
last year he messaged me and he said, I don't think you're coming back. I said, I don't think so.
Like, for why? Like, you're good, right?
I love it there.
Well, you got an awesome job.
I couldn't be happier with my job right now.
Yeah. Now, what about the kids that are here competing, or the students, or competitors, I should say? Every province has like the things that they're especially good at historically. What is it that Nunavut's coming here to crush that you think like we got this in the bag?
You know what? We have an exceptionally excited group of kids who are just really passionate, like, ready to be here.
Just to be here, yeah.
I would say honestly across the board we're just ready to go and ready to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Hopefully
it gets them on the podium. Yeah.
They've been working really hard. And we just want them to do their best and enjoy themselves. Yeah. And it's a big deal to be down here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think to the every single one of them, it's a life-changing moment. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a big thing. The first time I came last year was a really eye-opening experience for me. The territorials
for Quebec,
were cool. Yeah, Quebec City. Territorials are cool, and it's beautiful to see that and be part of the community. But when you come here and see, like, the kids from up north, like, take part in this, it's really overwhelming at first.
Yeah, and you see them interacting with mentor and with the other competitors, right? And they're making friends and they're making new acquaintances and people from across the country, right?
Just like walking around this week and seeing them interact with their coaches and do their work, because I've just been spending the day kind of wandering around and see how students are going.
Yeah.
And even I haven't really known them that long, and even I'm filled with pride. Like, I can't imagine how their parents and stuff feel. One of them is being chaperoned by their mother, and she's just like beaming over her daughter earlier.
I would hate to be chaperoned by my parents.
I
it would make me 10 times more nervous.
I think they're having a blast. But that was really heartwarming to see earlier. She was just beaming over her daughter, doing a great job.
What's one of the we talked about logistics, we talked about funding, but when you look at the psyche of the kids, what's one of the obstacles that you got to make sure they're ready for when they're getting ready to prepare out there?
A big thing is just listening to them.
Yeah.
Obviously, first day jitters today. We've had some kids struggling with some stuff, and it's just listening to what they need, encouraging them, because we're not giving them the speech of like, you need to go win, you need to get first.
Yeah.
We just go do the best you can and be happy with that. Learn. And I said to somebody earlier, don't compare yourself to the other competitors. Mm-hmm. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday.
Right.
If you learned something today, then you were better than you were yesterday.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I think that's the best mentality to go into this with.
Absolutely. Now, you said you walked around. Have you walked the whole floor? You've done through the whole...
Oh yeah, I've done the whole floor multiple times at this point.
What do you think of the venue and the setup here?
I love the setup. There was something in Quebec City where there was nowhere to sit down, at all, and that was rough.
Yeah.
So it's been nice to have the area over there where I can just have a seat for a sec.
Yeah.
But it is the other thing about last year, and they did a great job and it was wonderful. The space is wider here, so they fit a lot more in here, and it's great. It looks terrific in here. Mm-hmm. The energy is just really high.
It is. Yeah.
Everybody's having a blast. I love seeing like the elementary schools and stuff come in here. Yeah. That's really neat.
They get so pumped. They're running around just like crazy. It's
amazing.
One
of my favorite parts of this is just watching them interact with the tri-trade booths.
Yeah.
Like there was the one doing the digital welding stuff earlier. That's just really cool to see.
It is. Now, as you walked through and checked out all the shows, which are your favorite to watch? Like as a spectator, not as a judge or as an ED.
We had this conversation right when we were coming down here.
Yeah.
I love watching the cooking and baking because I like doing some cooking
and baking.
That's been
on everyone's top 3.
The landscaping really blows my mind.
That one's been up there. Yeah, that was because I love gardens and I love
just walking by. Like last year, that was one that I sat and watched a little while. Just going from a pile of dirt to like a beautiful thing in like 2 days is crazy.
Yeah. It takes me like 9 weeks to plant the garden. Like these kids are doing something you could sell on TV in 2 days.
I also like walking by the animation and game art one too.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big gamer and I love animation.
Too,
so going by there and I'm like,
I love going by early in the competition when it all looks like notes and paper and doodles on paper and then you get to see the end product at the presentations. And it was like, how did you get from there to there in such a short span?
I did that this morning. I went and looked around, and I'm going to go back tomorrow and
see how far they've gone.
Yeah, it's really cool to see.
It is. Now, what are your expectations for you in your position going forward? You're new. I'm sure you got some visions of where you want to take this. What are your visions for the work you want to bring now?
My vision is just, it's going to depend on what we can do. My vision is just ultimately just boosting capacity.
Yeah.
Just offering more programs, offering
different trades,
but also doing more to keep consistent with them.
Okay.
Keeping up to date with them so that, because sometimes, we do a workshop in like August and they might be interested. Then we do the territorial skills competition. I'd like to do some things that are
too long of a break in between.
Yeah, I'd like to do some more things that are year round.
Yeah.
So that we have kids who are more prepared and just more confident going into this. They can take more from it.
Well, and we've talked to some of the provinces, and they got gold medal winners that are training full time, right? That's kind of like the dream level where, and when you go to Worlds, I've been to Worlds before. When you go to Worlds, anyone who's on the podium, they're not working. They're full time training. That's it, right?
Yeah, I can imagine. I've seen some videos of Worlds, and that looks the whole crazy experience. A big thing is the turnaround, right? The people we have now. I'm hoping they'll come back and maybe encourage and mentor kids
that
in
mentor
the future.
Cycle. Yeah,
we're big on that mentor cycle and the alumni coming back and helping where they can.
Awesome. Last couple questions for you. Number one, we talked about the trades you love to watch and look at. But let's hit the reset button. We're going back in time, and Brandon's 16, getting ready to graduate high school. But knowing what you know of all the trades now, what would you choose to be something to go into school for?
Ooh. Honestly, if I went back at 16, I probably would have gone to school for 3D game art.
3D game art? Is that the second person that said that today? Yeah. And the other one was Blake from Northwest.
Okay. Him and I are going to chat later.
Big gamers.
We'll chat about that. We haven't had a game conversation yet, but we are now.
Now you are. Yeah. Yep. We talked about it for like half an hour after the show. We're like, game, because I'm a huge gamer.
I'm
going to do it tonight. So.
I'm messaging Blake after this. We'll meet up.
All right. Awesome. And last question, in terms of inspiring your group, when you're trying to get the competitors together and they're kind of getting just in the initial concept of skills, what do you say to them to pump them up? What do you say to them to get more involved in skills to work towards this end?
Just being encouraging. Just like, you're learning something new that maybe you don't follow as a career, but it's going to be skills you have for the rest of your life. It's something you're going to remember for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly, I wish I would have had this in school. I think this is a life-changing
100%.
experience for these kids.
Yeah.
It is genuinely something that they're never going to forget, and that alone is worth taking part in this.
100%. Awesome. Well, I hope you guys get on the podium. I hope you do well, and I'm very proud of you and your program and what you're doing.
Me too. I couldn't be happier with how it's going.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being on the show
Thanks
today.
for having me. This was great. I had a good time.
Okay, and awesome. Well, for all the people that are following along with the Skills Podcast, make sure you check them all. We're learning about every province through their executive directors and what they do and, how they can succeed. And we're here in Regina, and everyone's giving it. We're going to find out Saturday who the winners are. That's going to be crazy. But we still got another full day of competitions, and we still have another full day of podcasts to record tomorrow. So make sure you check out all 13 podcasts that we'll be doing. Until then, I'll catch you at the next episode.
We hope you enjoyed the show.